Hello friends, this video on Biomolecules Part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now again, proteins can be of different types. They can be alpha amino acids, beta amino acids, gamma amino acids. So let us see what are they. Now depending upon the relative position of amino group with respect to the carboxyl group, depending upon where the amino group is located with respect to the carboxyl group, we can classify amino acids as alpha, beta, gamma, delta and so on. So let us see what is an alpha amino acid. So how do we classify them? Now let us suppose this is your carboxyl group. So wherever you have the carboxyl group, just forget about that carbon atom. The next carbon atom which is attached immediately to the carboxyl group. So here this is your carboxyl group COOH. This is your carboxyl group. Now which is the carbon which is directly attached to the carbon of the carboxyl group? This carbon. So this carbon is your alpha. So now here let us take the second amino acids example. So where is your carboxyl group? This is your carboxyl group. Now which carbon is directly attached to the carbon of the carboxyl group? This carbon. So this is your alpha carbon. Let us take this example. Here this is your carboxyl group. So which is the carbon directly attached to this carbon? This one. So this is your alpha carbon. So this carbon is alpha. Now the carbon which is attached directly with the alpha carbon, that is beta. So this is your beta. So here again this is your beta. And the carbon which is directly attached to the beta carbon, that is your gamma. So this is your gamma. So here you don't have a gamma carbon. Here again you don't have a beta or gamma carbon. Now the amino acid where the amine group is connected to the alpha carbon is known as alpha amino acid. So here, since the amino group is connected, this is your amino group and this is connected to the alpha carbon. So it is alpha amino acid. In this case, this amino group is connected to the beta carbon. So it is beta amino acid. In this case, the amino group is linked to the gamma carbon. So it is gamma amino acid. And this will continue. So similarly, the next carbon atom will be known as delta. And if your amino group is connected to the delta carbon atom, it will be known as delta amino acid. So that means amino acids can be classified in this fashion: alpha, beta and gamma amino acids. So only alpha amino acids are obtained on hydrolysis of proteins. So this is one very important point to be noted here. So whenever we talk about hydrolysis of proteins, we say that proteins are the complex structures formed. So on hydrolysis, the monomers will be formed. That is, those compounds of which it is made up of will be formed. Now please note that only alpha amino acids are formed. No beta amino acid, no gamma, no delta, nothing. So only alpha amino acids. Only amino acids of this type will be formed on hydrolysis of proteins. You still remember hydrolysis, right? Because we have already explained that. You will add water to break proteins into its constituent amino acid. So here you can see this is your alpha amino acid. This is the carbon of the carboxyl group. So this is alpha carbon and from here the amino group is connected. So this is your alpha amino acid. So basically this is how it is represented here. This is your amine group. This is your carboxyl group. And here you have an R group. What is this R group? This R group is nothing but the alkyl group. So this is your alpha amino acid. So this is how the structure looks like. So how do we name the amino acids? Let us have a look. Now all amino acids have trivial names which usually reflect the property of that compound or its source. Now it is very difficult to remember the names of all the 20 amino acids because they do not follow a pattern basically. Some of them are named depending upon some of their properties. Some of them are named depending upon the substance from which it was discovered for the first time. So that way it differs. So different amino acids have got different names which are quite difficult to remember. For example, there is an amino acid named glycine. So why is it named glycine? Because the term glycos is a Greek word which means sweet. and this amino acid has a sweet taste. So that is why it is called glycine. So this is the structure of glycine. Again, there is another amino acid which is called tyrosine. So this is called tyrosine because tyros is again a Greek word which means cheese, and it was first time it was obtained from cheese. That is why it was named tyrosine. So this is how the structure is. This is tyrosine. Again, there is, so that ways the names of amino acids are quite complex. So now how do you remember the names? Because every time glycine, tyrosine, alanine, arginine, so they are not very easy to remember. So, and in fact they are not very easy to represent them also. But again, amino acids are very, very important. So you need to represent them, you need to deal with them. So what can be done? So they are represented by a 3-letter symbol. Sometimes 1-letter symbol is also used. Now, instead of writing the entire name glycine, we just write 3 letters, which will represent glycine. Sometimes they also follow a 1-letter convention where maybe the first letter, say G, will represent glycine. Again, if tyrosine, so 3 letters also you can use, maybe TYR, or you can use just 1 letter. So I'll show you the list of all 20 amino acids and their 3-letter symbol as well as their 1-letter symbol. So it is a convention whichever you want to follow. You want to use 3-letter symbol, you can do that. You want to follow the 1-letter symbol, you can do that as well. So let us look at the list of the 20 amino acids. So now these are the 20 alpha amino acids. Now one interesting thing to think about here is how are these 20 amino acids formed? How these amino acids are different? Because as I said, any generic amino acid will be somewhat like this. So this will have a carboxyl group, COOH. Since it is alpha carbon, so this is going to be your alpha carbon. So here is going to be NH2. That is the amine group here. And this carbon will have H on one side and the alkyl group on the other side. Now see here, everything else, this carboxyl group will remain as it is for all the alpha amino acids. The amine group will also remain the same for all of them. This hydrogen will also remain the same for all of them. So what will change? This alkyl group. So this alkyl group will change for each of these amino acids. So for all of them, only the alkyl group is different. Now since the alkyl group is different, the entire structure becomes different, and that is why you have, so there are 20 different alkyl groups that can exist, and that is why you have 20 different alpha amino acids. Now these are the 20 amino acids. Now here you would have seen that in most of the cases, not all, the 3-letter are the first 3 letters. For example, alanine, it is ALA, arginine, it is ARG, aspirin, however, it is not ASP because there are 2 amino acids with the first 3 letters same. This is asparagine, this is aspartic acid. So if you put ASP, both of them cannot be ASP. So one of them is ASN and the other one is ASP. So this is how it is. Preferably, if there is no repetition, it is the first 3 letters. But if there are 2 amino acid with the same first 3 letters, in that case, you make a change. Similarly, the 1 letter is preferably the first letter, but in case you have too many amino acids with the same letter, in that case, you follow a different letter. Like here for alanine it is A, therefore for arginine it is R, for asparagine it is N, for aspartic acid it is D. So randomly a different letter has been taken. Because anyways there are 20 amino acids and we have 26 alphabets. So you can put one alphabet for each of them, which is unique, which will not get repeated. So now some people follow the 3-letter convention to represent them, some of them follow the 1-letter convention as well. So these are the 20 alpha amino acids. Now we will not discuss the structure of each of them in detail, but this is going to be the generic structure, just that the alkyl group will change for each of them. However, we will discuss the detailed structure of few of them. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.